Startup funding, venture funding, and business funding are all serious business. It is essential for you to get the required funding for your startup venture, but at the same time, it is also the first level of success that you get if an entity comes forward and accepts your business plan and backs you with finances needed. But 99 out of 100 people who go for a venture funding pitch, come back empty handed, mostly because their business plan is not well thought out and the business plan is not written according to the format that the VCs are looking for. So in this workshop, I'm going to discuss a format and the details of that format that will help you to analyze your data and put your data in place and get the your startup funding pitch proper and also get the funding that you need. Hi, my name is Martin Athanas. I am the head of training, also an author of two books, Positive Selling and Basic Intelligence Development. I'm a business and personal growth coach as well. Let's straight away jump into the agenda. We will first start with the idea, your idea, then your target segment, competition and industry analysis, market sizing, legal aspects, financial and strategy, and business plan, and finally the funding requirement. This is the format that you have to follow while you write your business plan for the funding requirement. Let's discuss each of this one by one. Let's start with the idea. You have to very clearly define what pain points or problems are you trying to solve with your venture idea. What expertise or observations led you to this idea? Did you face the experience personally, or is it just an observation, a mere observation? List down the assumptions that you are making about the problem, target group facing these problems, and your solutions. Now, all this has to be crisply written with data backup. That is the first part of your business plan document. The second is target segment. This related to the markets and the product and the market fitment, your primary markets, secondary markets, what is the market sizing, etc. So who are your potential customers who are facing the problem that you're trying to solve? Define that effectively with categories and subcategories and including statistics and numbers, which is the target segment where you can offer the customer clear and compelling benefits at a price that they are willing to pay. So this is what is called as market fitment. While you do this, you must have also done probably a product fitment, say prototyping and product fitment studies. You can explain what you have done in that category here as well while you're in your document. The next segment is competition and industry analysis. I think in today's world, there is no plan or there is no business idea that is not being thought out by some people or a variety of that. So is anyone else trying to solve the problem? If yes, then list down these companies that are trying to solve the problem and or part of the problem. Probably list down the difference in your offerings as compared to the existing offering into the market for your potential customers. Now, this difference is what makes you unique, and this difference is basically at the core what you are trying to sell. What is the threat of new business starting in your industry? Is it existing competitors or lack of, the market size is very niche or small, or reaching out to the market, the customers is pretty difficult. If you have an HNI product, this problems can arise. So you have to write those, threats and what are the threats that the new business, and also how easy is it to start up in this sector? How do you plan to regain competitive advantage over your competitors? Now, we have earlier seen that a part of the problem that you're trying to solve is already been, handled by other competitors. So what new value addition are you going to? For example, if you talk about the breakfast market, the breakfast market, there are a lot of competitors, but it is not catering to the entire category of people. If you talk about the bodybuilders and the health conscious people, there are very less market players who offer this kind of the specific food items that a bodybuilder or a person who's fitness oriented is looking for. So you can start out as that as your differentiation, and then put your business plan around that. How do you plan to gain? So this is a competitive advantage. Now around this competitive advantage, you can target other customers also, and gradually over 5 years or 10 years, you can capture the entire breakfast market. So that is, now what is the market sizing? This is all about the numbers. How much is your market? What is the size of your market? Which market does your idea cater to? Example, you take an example of Rolex watches. They are catering to the premium market of HNIs who do not like to wear, it is an investment. Wearing, buying a Rolex, since the Rolex has the buyback value at the highest, anytime they can buy a Rolex, and whenever they are in financial need, they can sell it back and get most up to 90-95% of the investment that they have made. So what is your market? What is the cater, or are you trying to cater to a target audience which is economical, who need products that at the lowest price possible? How large is your segment? How, in terms of numbers, how fast is it growing? Is it growing at all? If it is not growing, then you need a strategy that will help you to grow there. If it is not growing, means there are many other players who already tried in that space and who did not succeed. So how are you going to succeed in that space? Mention with the help of data and their sources. If you have done market studies, what is the size of the market, which geographies that you targeted, which areas that you have targeted, and that data is required to support your claim. Is it likely that your entry into this market will provide you platform to enter other segments that you wish to target in the future? If yes, then describe these potential segments. As I explained about the breakfast market, if you are successfully able to capture the breakfast market, you can also go into the lunch area. Probably for working people, who do not want to carry lunch boxes with them, who either depend upon outside, junk food or their canteens and not satisfied the food they get. So that can be your next target market. So if there are such possibilities in your plan, very clearly, again, with the help of the size of the market, list that here. Legal aspects, while you're trying to startup, there are a lot of legal format. There's legal format that you have to follow. So which business structure are you looking to go for, and list their reasons also. If you're going for option number one, why is it so? For example, you can start as a proprietary shift firm. You can start as a limited liability partnership firm or a LLP. You can start as a private limited company, and along with that, legally speaking, do you have any trademark? Have you registered your trademark? And do you have any content or copyrighted material, that is originally yours, that you don't want your competitors to copy and take away your, market and your idea? Which industry specific permits would you need to operate in this business industry? For example, if you're involved in manufacturing of food products, then you will require FSI, license, and there are 100 other, if not 100, 10 to 15 other licenses that you need to acquire about hygiene and about the power issues and the fire safety. Okay, so those licenses, have you acquired them already? Steps involved in forming your legal entity. Where will you start? So when you talk about where will you start, and there is a step that we will be again explaining in the last slide. But before that, let's look at your financial plan and strategy. That is next segment that you have to explain in your business plan. What are the various assets and liabilities with regards to your business venture as of now? Currently, while you write this, business plan, how much of investment that you have already made? Have you taken already money, for your seed funding, or for forming your company, or have you already rented an office, and how much of investment you have made there? What are the financial KPIs that you track for your business venture recently? Are you adding KPIs to the list basis? Like what is the inflow, which are the sources from where the money is coming, and which are the sources to where money is going out. And are you observing there are new categories added, into inflow or outflow, and with statistics, with quantity, and with periodicity, explain that data. Give reasons for each financial KPI that you currently use and or you want to use. Or is it unit cost, or is it quarterly income, or is it volumes, or is it per dealer income, etc. Which are the sources that you have looked after or would be looking for raising your funds for your business venture? Is it an angel capital that you will be looking for, or a private financer that you will be looking for, or a banking, NBFC, or a banking entity that you will be looking for? List down the various operating, which is OPEX and the capital CapEx expenditures you made during starting up phase. Now, this shows what is the contribution that you have made from your own pocket. You cannot start, with zero money. You have to have some, amount of money to when you are starting. So how much is that? Where have you spent that? What is the proof of that? Whenever you're purchasing, a computer or some software, everything, it has to be invoiced, properly, and that invoices has to be updated properly. And those invoices and their bifurcation, the money spent on OPEX and CapEx have to be reflected in the plan. Now coming to the business plan, once you are done with all this information that you have so far listed, now comes what is your business plan all about? List down the participants in your startup ecosystem. Who are your vendors? Who are your suppliers? Where from you will acquire your manpower? What are the difficulties in acquiring manpower? What is the different social media places you're going to use? What would be the elements and sub elements in the business plan for your venture? That means, is there a primary market and a secondary market? What kind of things influences the primary market and what influences the secondary market? There could be even tertiary market. So you start your business with your primary market. Then once your primary market is saturated, you have a plan B to move on to the secondary market. And once your secondary market is saturated, you have plan C to move to the tertiary market. So you're not stopping your business. Your business is not coming to a standstill after you cater to your primary market. What is your overall marketing strategy? How would you create the market awareness? How would you reach out to the customers? What kind of marketing initiatives are you going to do? What are you going to do offline? What are you going to do online? What steps of activities will you undertake to achieve your goals and objectives? And what are the timelines for those objectives? For the first quarter, how much you will do and how much you will earn, and for the second quarter, etc. Where is your product services fit into the market? Like earlier we said, is it the economical customers, or is it HNIs, or it is in the middle class customers? Are they high end, competitive, or budget? All right. How does this compare to your competitors, and what is the differentiation you are making when you compare your marketing strategy and products with your competitors? And finally come the funding part. So once you come to the funding, without writing down, with the help of data and analytics and market forces, you will not be able to convince the funders that what kind of funding that you need and for what purpose. It is not just to start a business. You need to have a plan where you are going to invest that money and in which steps you are going to invest that. So among the business stages discussed here, where does your startup stand? Okay, are you an early startup venture at the seeding or at the idea stage, or have you already started a legal entity, or you have already started the legal entity? Now you want to upscale the entity. Where do you stand? What is your immediate short-term and long-term funding requirements? And how much is the funding requirement? And for what purpose you need the funding? And how are you going to, what are you going to share? How much of share are you willing to, part, for the funding that you're planning to take? This information has to be very well, maintained, probably with the help of a, chartered accountant or somebody who is in the, expert in the financial segment. And finally, what is the next funding stage that you would enter? And so this is related to how would you give away your shares while you go for funding? Would you have sufficient shares for for the funding steps as well? So that this is the format you need to follow. If you have questions, you can reach out to me. Please like and share this video. Thank you.